Hey guys, today we're looking at another custom item. In the last video I put out, I discussed the fact that in some cases I'm able to work up custom solutions for people based on the specific needs they might have with their particular bow. In that video, I was talking about an Oneida string stop that I had put together for a guy in Michigan. And in order to make that string stop system work, it required two couplers, whereas we usually just use one. So there was a coupler on the front of the riser, and then there was material that went out around the riser and then jutted back over again to get in line with the string. So that front coupler had to have a screw go through it to hold it into the riser. Well, on this bow, it only had one place to screw into on the front of the riser, like most bows do. Now, newer ones, of course, have, in many cases, two bushings, a lower bushing and an upper bushing. But this is an older bow, and the guy wanted to use a stabilizer as well. Well, in order to use a stabilizer, it would require one that had a long enough screw, like this, to go through the coupler and then to go into the riser. And it would also need something like this, which is a large jam nut that allows you to put a 1/2-inch wrench in on it, and then you could tighten the stabilizer into the coupler, into the riser, so the entire assembly would be very secure. So I built him an 8-inch Suppressor Elite. So some of you guys might remember from years ago, literally almost about 8 years now, this was the first product we started with. I mean, this was really it. The Suppressor became the Suppressor Elite. So I made a slightly modified version of one. In this case, it has our newer weight system on the front. It's also using a male stud insert instead of the female thread insert like we had on the old. And then you can put two weights on, and it uses a nut here on the front to keep that locked in place. It's got the titanium alloy body, just like the original did. And I put a wrap on it here, one of these camo wraps. So this is pretty cool. It has Vortex 2 material inside of it to get the vibration controlled. And I think what we have here is a product that will work extremely well for the intended purpose, which is this Oneida bow. But I also think that, this raises the question of should we re-release the Suppressor Elite in a slightly modified, upgraded, modernized, I guess you could say, form. And I am leaning towards that given the components that I have in stock. And I have a variety of camo wraps left as well. So it's a possibility. And of course, it wouldn't have this really long screw on the back. What I'm thinking of doing is using the same insert on the front as I would on the back. The only question would be, how do we differentiate from the front and back once the weights are off? It would be easy to lose track of which end was which. Other than the fact if you tried to get the balance point, because there is more material down on this end, and it is slightly heavier on that end, of course. It is end loaded. So, any case, thanks for checking in. Taparchery.com. If you need anything at all, you can reach out Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. Text or call 717-814-9169. Thanks. Take care and stay tapped out.